Hello Internet, Clef here, welcoming you to part 5 of my Minimalist run of King's Quest VI. My Minimalist run Let's Play of King's Quest VI. So, we just finished the... yay! We just finished the catacombs. So now, remember the Oracle mentioned the Druids, that they and their island are shrouded in
Alexander
mists.
pulls out his magic map.
Now if we take a look at the magic map, we'll see that there's an island here that wasn't here before. The Isle of the Mists. We're going to go there.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. From the northeast come the sounds of mysterious drums and chanting.
So, we're not going to talk to the Druids because we are doing things the shitty way. So let's go to the west and avoid their ceremony.
From the east come the sounds of mysterious drums and chanting.
Just the game telling you where the Druids are. So let's go grab the scythe.
Alexander takes the scythe.
Okay. Okay, now let's get out of here. This is actually... I believe this is the only time we're going to spend on this island in the whole game.
Alexander pulls...
He pulls. Now we're heading to the Isle of the Beast.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Oh, the fawn's there. I like when it's there. It's kind of nice. Okay, let's do the... I don't know, maybe it's my mouse acting up. That's my cursor jumps a little bit sometimes. Doing his jump style. Alright. So, even though the gardener is gone, it doesn't change the stone archer. So, we'll be using the shield to get past him. Now, you can either click the shield on him or on Alexander. Either works.
Alexander decides to pass through the gate, preparing the shield just in case. The magic arrow completely shatters the shield. Good thing the arrow didn't hit Alexander.
And now you don't have to worry about that anymore. Now let's take a white rose from the hedge.
Alexander takes a magnificent white rose from the rose hedges.
It's like, fine, go to that hedge instead.
Alexander walks forward to step onto the gazebo. But the rose hedges on either side of the path, sensing an intruder's presence, reach out their vines and blend together. The path is blocked.
So, there are 3 magical barriers on this island. One was the boiling pond, which we took care of earlier with the iceberg lettuce. The second was this, which I just did. And the third is these magic hedges, which I'm going to use the scythe to wear down. Actually, before I do that, let me do something fun. I'm going to take the Oracle's sacred water and drink it.
Alexander drinks the oracle's sacred water. The vial disintegrates as it's drained.
Great. Now, what did that accomplish? Nothing! In this run, we don't need that water at all. So, let's just get it out of our inventory. Then we don't have to deal with it anymore.
Alexander wields the scythe, determined to get past the magical rose hedges. The leaves fly as Alexander tries to cut the branches faster than they can grow back together. He sees light. He's through.
Who dares enter Beast's garden?
My name is Alexander. I didn't mean to disturb your private garden.
No. And yet, monsieur, you could hardly have accidentally broken through the 3 enchanted traps of the Isle of the Beast.
I suppose it is simply my nature to break through enchanted traps.
You must be a prince, then. I know the nature of princes all too well. This face you see before you is hideous, is it not?
Well, for the face of a beast, it is really quite noble.
Ha! I'm glad you like it, for you will soon own one just like it. I too was once a pretty prince, caring for nothing but adventuring and rescuing fair maidens. But I rankled one too many evil hags. One dark night, I was turned into this obscenity you see before you, warped in shape and trapped on this enchanted island over 100 years ago.
Surely there is a way off this island.
Oh, surely. You broke in, did you not? And yet think, where would I go clad so eloquently as I am with this silk and this pelt? You see, my prison is also my sanctuary. You are the first to break through the barriers in lo these many years. That is, except for the druids who stole my heirloom coat of arms.
If there's any way I can help.
Help? You? I'm afraid you don't understand. The enchanted barriers were a warning and protection for you more than for me. Your prize for forcing your way past them is to join me in this dire life. By the laws of this sorcery, you are doomed to be trapped in the form of a beast. Your reward for broaching this garden is to be my slave. A slave as beastly as I am. You have only a few hours of humanity left.
But that's not possible. There must be some way to break the enchantment. Spells always have a weakness somewhere.
The enchantment you are under is tied to my own. Oh, the sorceress left me a way out. But I'm afraid it was only her final bitter joke. You see, I need only find a maiden to join me here, to share my castle, my life, willingly. Take another look at me. You can't help but admire the hag's terrible cruelty and cunning.
I shall try to find such a maid, for Cassima's sake.
Truly? How determined of you. I personally would not waste my last few hours as a man on an impossible errand. However, you may do as you please. I give you this token. It's my family ring, and the only heirloom I have left. If perchance you should... if you think you have found a maid...
I shall give her this ring.
Yes, she must accept it of her own free will. By doing so, she accepts me. Not that you shall find anyone, mind you. Your time is short. Count the minutes on your fingers while your fingers you have, pretty prince. Your master will await you.
So that's an interesting little bit there. Indeed, you're on a time limit from here, and if you don't succeed, then it's an invisible timer, by the way. There's no way to see how much time there's left. You will turn into a beast, not even anthropomorphic like he is, but just like quadruped beast, and you will get a game over. So, let's move our asses, shall we? We need to get out of here, and fast. The timer's actually not super strict. If you go directly towards what you're supposed to do, you'll have no problem. The game gives you a little leeway, like you're not... The game doesn't expect you to know exactly where to go and what to do after this, after all.
Alexander.
So, we're going to go
Alexander feels a strange pulling.
to the Isle of the Crown. And I'm actually going to do something on the way. That's how much leeway I get. I'm going to go ahead and trade in my tinderbox and get the mechanical nightingale back. I'm going to need it. And that's actually the last exchange I'm going to make at the pawn shop.
Good day, Prince Alexander.
Okay. Where's the tinderbox? There we go.
Would you mind if I traded this in?
Of course, Prince.
Alexander.
Same thing as before. Same lines of audio.
That mechanical...
That's also the same as the first time I
Very
got it.
good, Prince.
Thank you.
Alright. So we're gonna ignore the genie here. Just walk past him. Who needs him? Okay, so. Let me make sure that I know what I'm doing here. Alright. Now we're gonna go talk to this girl here, who enjoys the roses. So we're gonna get her attention, because she doesn't want to talk to strangers.
Good day, maid. My name is Alexander. How do you do?
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not allowed to talk to strangers.
Rather, she's not allowed to.
The girl is too shy and fearful to talk to a stranger, especially a tall, handsome one such as Alexander.
Well. So, let's lure her with this white rose.
Pardon me, maid. I hope you don't think me forward, but I see that you like roses. I thought you might, perhaps, like a fresh white rose.
Alexander can see the conflict in the girl's pretty face as she fights between her distrust of him and her desire for the white rose. The rose wins.
Oh, I shouldn't, sir, but it is so lovely. I've never seen a rose of white. It looks so pale and delicate. Wherever did you find one of such a color?
There are many hedges of them on the Isle of the Beast, and they grow together like magic.
Oh, truly? What an adventure that must be to see them. But I should not speak so, especially to a stranger. Thank you for the rose, though, kind sir.
So now that I have her attention, let's bring up Beast's ring. Well, not the ring itself, but...
Alexander has a thought about the serving girl. He decides to bring up the subject of Beast with her.
Let me tell you about the place where the white roses grow. The Isle of the Beast is an enchanted place. There's a path running through a deep forest. The path crosses 3 magic blockades, set to keep all visitors away. At the center lives a tremendous beast.
Really? Magic blockades? How exciting! What kind of a beast? Is it very terrifying and ferocious?
It is a beast that walks on 2 legs and dresses like a prince. It speaks with the voice of a man.
A beast that talks and wears clothes? How is that possible? Is the beast magic too?
Not magical, enchanted. Beast was once a prince, but a witch trapped him in the form of a beast and set him on the island. There he lives in a castle in the midst of a maze.
How terrible! Imagine how lonely he must be.
It is a very lonely prospect, isn't it? Oh, I have met him, you see. He is indeed ferocious, but who would not be?
He really exists? Oh, how it breaks my heart.
No, I was just making shit up this whole
If
time.
I could, I would tend to such a beast. Such a beast might find comfort in a kind face. Do you not think it so?
Oh, I think it's so. I very much think it's so. You would not be afraid of him?
Afraid? Maybe at first. But how silly of me to speak so. The roses in this little yard are the only magic I will ever see.
I could take you there. In fact, I would owe you my life if you would go. If you truly wish to go.
You are serious? I could leave here? Oh, I have always dreamt of leaving. But to actually go... This is the only home I have ever known.
Home is a hard place to leave, even if you're unhappy there.
But I will go. If I can help him, I must go.
Is there nothing you wish to take with you?
There is nothing.
Then take this ring. It is his. He will be pleased if you would wear it.
Why, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Thank you kindly, sir.
Beauty! Where do you think you're going?
To a place where roses grow, and to someone who truly needs me.
I see you wear my ring. You willingly agreed to spend your life here with me? Do you know what that means?
Yes, my lord, I do. I have been touched by your story.
Pity alone need not sentence you to endure this face.
Oh, but it is a gentle face, and kind.
You look at me so sweetly and are not repulsed. Oh, by the light of your eyes, my spirit soars. The enchantment! It is broken!
I am pleased to have served you, my lord. Do you still wish me to stay?
What? Speak not such nonsense, Beauty. Do you think that I learned nothing of true love during my time here? You are my queen.
Oh, my clothes! This gown!
How well it suits your noble heart.
Alexander, how can I ever repay you? I have nothing to offer except my gratitude. But please, take these old clothes. Perhaps you'll find someone in need during your travels.
You have already repaid me by your example of courage, Beauty. And by your friendship, I hope.
You will always have our friendship and loyalty, Prince Alexander. But from a fellow adventurer, take some advice. If you find your true love, protect her with your life. Fear all beasts without the redeeming humanity of love. And to aid you, accept my mirror. Now that my life is no longer hung in false shadows, I have no need for it. Give it to someone with nothing to fear from the truth it reveals.
Thank you. I wish you both well.
Come, Beauty. Let me take you home.
So, let me turn this volume down for a second. It's kind of loud. I hope I remember to turn it back on. You saw me feverishly motioning over here because I didn't want to speak during the cutscene, but there was the genie again in the form of a salamander watching the goings-on. I just wanted to point that out. So, the curse is taken care of. I don't have to worry about turning into a beast anymore. And Beauty and the Beast, yes, that's obviously intentional, but also obvious departure from the traditional story, at least from Disney's version. I'm not familiar with the actual folktale. So, I'm done with that. Let me just quickly adjust my my notes here. Alright. Okay, so I'm actually about to embark on the last leg of the game. So, I might just go from here to the end. Yeah, you know. If I can do it all in one shot this time, yeah. Because there's really no reason to interrupt the next part.
Alexander pulls out his magic.
His match, and sets the map on fire.
Alexander.
So, I'm heading back to the Isle of the Crown, and now it's time to break into the castle. And go see Cassima. So let's head to the castle for the first time. Which is weird, because usually the castle's like the first place you go. It usually attracts players' attention.
A group of serving women approach the castle.
Ah, Wolf! More serving women. The castle staff is certainly busy today.
Aye, Gruff. Get a move on there, wenches. There's plenty of work left to do before the wedding.
Yes, Sergeant Gruff.
It's a great voice.
Those serving wenches are always late.
I'm actually going to leave for a moment because I forgot there was something I wanted to do. It's not totally necessary, but it gives a little bit of background. In the later portions of the game, when you go to this village here, there's a proclamation put on the wall, and I'm going to read it as a character. And, like, Alexander's going to read it.
Alexander doesn't remember that sign being on the wall before. He decides to take a closer look. It's a proclamation. It reads, "Citizens rejoice, announcing the royal wedding and coronation of Wazir Abdul al-Hazred and Princess Cassima. For reasons of security, the wedding will not be open to the public. Long live the new king and queen of the land of the Green Isles." Alexander feels his stomach lurch and his brow sweat. Wedding? Coronation? If he didn't do something soon, Cassima would become another man's wife.
So, let's prevent that, shall we? Off we go to the castle. I didn't turn the volume back up, god damn it. Let's turn the speed up too, just for this part. It's kind of annoying. That walking animation's a bit slow. Okay. Let's put the speed back down to like here. I think it's where it was. So, we are going to use beauty slave clothes to disguise Alexander as a serving girl and get into the castle.
Taking his cue from the serving women he's seen enter the castle, Alexander decides to try a few alterations to make himself more acceptable to the guards. He ducks into the little hut to put on Beauty's clothes. Feeling a little foolish, Alexander slips Beauty's old slave clothes on over his own. Imagine if Cassima saw him like this.
Well, here we go.
You there! Girl! You're late! Get a move on before the Wazir sees you!
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Smooth.
The castle guards lock the main entrance doors behind Alexander. From the open door comes the clatter of pots and pans, yelled instructions, and other busy kitchen noises.
Girl, don't just stand there. There's a stack of silver almost to the ceiling that needs polishing for the wedding. Get a move on!
Phew. I can't afford to get caught up in that mess. I'd never find Cassima.
Alright, I'm going to quickly save just in case I screw up. Castle. Okay. So I'm heading up here. Oops.
By Cerebus collar, I'll be glad when this wedding is over. Bay, I'm getting mighty tired of this patrol. It's wearied me to the bones.
I couldn't agree with you more, Wolf. Who'd have thought we'd ever have to listen to Princess Cassima crying all day long, and be ordered to ignore it yet?
Something sticks in my craw about the whole thing. The Wazir says that the princess is not herself. Says she's half mad with grief over her parents' death. I can see it. The poor mite. But still.
I agree. It seems cruel to lock her up when she's so heartbroken. Let her out in the fresh air, I say. It'll do her a world of good.
Aye. Well, she insisted on the mourning period, and it's up today. Thank the stars.
It's too bad we couldn't find that nightingale of hers. The Wazir says she's been pining for it.
Humph. If I had an ounce of luck, I'd have found it weeks ago. Not only would it cheer up the princess, but the reward the Wizir's offered for it would make me pretty happy too, doggone it.
Oh, well, our luck will definitely be out if the Wazir catches us snapping our jaws at our post.
Sorry, Wolf. I'll keep my muzzle shut.
Alright, so I can hide here. I'm gonna wait for them to come and then turn back around, at which point I'm gonna put the mechanical nightingale in the hallway. By the way, if you notice, Bay, the one on our right here, sounds a whole lot like John Wayne.
Alexander walks into the hallway to use the mechanical nightingale. Alexander winds the mechanical nightingale and places it strategically on the floor of the upstairs hallway.
I think I have enough time to do this.
The mechanical song echoes in the corridor. Alexander hears the sound of boots pounding as the guard dogs come to investigate.
And I gotta quickly hide behind this
Alexander
pillar.
ducks behind the pillar.
It looks like they would see me at this angle, but they don't. And there's the song. You finally get to actually hear it.
Look at this, Wolf. A metal bird.
Sure is, Bay. How do you suppose a metal bird got in here?
You got me, but there's something weird about it. Hey, could this be Cassima's nightingale, do you think?
What, you lapdog? The princess's nightingale isn't some tin thing.
How do you know? Have you seen it?
Well, no, but...
I don't know, Bay. Humans can be pretty strange. With their sense of smell, maybe she wouldn't even know it wasn't real. I say we take it downstairs to Captain Saladin. He'll know what to do with it.
What about our post?
Jowls and Might are in the other hallway. They can handle it for 5 minutes. Think about how happy the princess would be to get her nightingale back. And then there's that reward money and my missus.
Right, Wolf. Let's go.
And my missus.
Alexander hears the guard dog's boots clank noisily on the staircase leading down to the grand hall.
Okay, I need to act quickly. Take the portrait
Alexander
down.
checks behind the portrait.
Grab the nail that's holding it up.
Alexander pulls the nail out of the wall and keeps it.
Alright, now walk out into the hallway and go into this room.
Alexander finds the hallway door unlocked and slips inside.
Alright, this is Al-Hazred's room. So I'm going to use the nail on I know this isn't going to make a lot of sense, so I'm going to use the nail on this chest to pick the lock. With a nail. I know.
Alexander wiggles the nail in the trunk's lock until he hears a click. Alexander opens the trunk.
Maybe it's just a really shitty lock, I don't know. Let's grab this letter.
Alexander picks up the most recent letter and examines it. The letter is addressed to Abdul al-Hazred from the wizard Shadrach. It reads, "Greetings to a brother of the Black Cloak. I was sorry to hear of great Mordak's death, though he was a bit of a ninny at chess. It seems the plans for that little kingdom of yours are coming along. I must congratulate you on your handling of the king and queen. Isolating the islands so that no protest could develop was another brilliant stroke. It looks like there's not much left to stand in your way. Do as I recommended with the girl, and you shall have your crown."
That fiend!
So, that's important, because now we have incriminating evidence against Al-Hazred. So, the next thing to do is to leave and go find Cassima. She's actually very close. Let's walk out into the north hallway.
Alexander hears the muffled sound of crying coming from the back hallway. The crying is louder here.
She's
It
in here.
seems to be coming from the doorway on the north wall.
Hello? Is there someone in there?
Who's there?
Cassima, is that you? It's Alexander.
Alexander? Prince Alexander? I don't believe you.
It is Alexander, Cassima. I sailed here to see you, and the ship sank and... Cassima, just tell me what to do. How can I help you? Do you want me to get you out of there?
If you really are Alexander, please, you must get away from here. There are guards everywhere, and the Wazir would have you killed if he found you here.
But what about you? I can't just leave you locked up like this.
The only way out for me is to stop the Wazir. See what you can do out there. In the meantime, I should be safe enough. He hasn't harmed me, yet. Besides, if I can get my hands on something with which to defend myself, I'm pretty sure I'll get a chance to use it. The Wazir feels safe around me. No one else can get that close.
You're so brave, Princess. But it's too dangerous.
Have you forgotten where we met? What is Abdul compared to Mordak? I'll be fine. Now go!
Alexander hesitates.
I'll do as you say. I will find some way to help you, Cassima. I swear it.
I believe you, Alexander. Please, be careful.
So, again, she references Mordak's castle, which is where they met when Graham rescued them. So, she needs something to defend herself. We can slip her Lady Celeste's dagger under the door.
Cassima, take this small dagger. It's not much, but perhaps it will prove useful to you.
Oh, thank you, Alexander. I'm sure it will help.
Now, that's gonna be it. In fact, if you don't do that, then you will be making the game unwinnable. So we gotta leave now. Let's head back into the alcove.
Alexander hears the guards approaching from the stairs.
And very quickly, put the nail back and replace the portrait.
Alexander puts the nail back into the wall. Alexander puts the heavy portrait back on the wall.
Now duck behind the pillar.
If you didn't have the brain of a cat wolf, you'd have known that mechanical nightingale wasn't Cassima's nightingale.
I was all for staying on patrol, but you wanted to show that thing to Saladin.
Well, at least the captain wasn't too mad. He's a good honest dog, Saladin is.
I, wish the same could be said for our...
Hush! Do you want to be dazzled, you fool?
Somewhere nearby, a door opens.
Greetings, Shamir, sir.
A petulant voice snaps a response at the guards.
The wedding is about to begin. Make sure everything is secure.
Yes, sir.
Footsteps retreat down the hall towards the back hallway. Alexander hears the distant sounds of chains rattling. A door opens. There's a small commotion and a woman's sharp cry.
Cassima!
Gradually, the sounds fade away off to the east. All is silent.
I don't think he actually shouts her
If it
name.
weren't for him being the Wazir's page and all, I'd have something to say about that. Wonder where he's taking her. The wedding's the other way.
You never know with that one. He's always showing up when he shouldn't be and going where he oughtn't. Let's go check it out.
The guard dogs seem to have stopped at the back hallway.
Now I'm going to very quickly, again, leave before I'm
From
seen.
downstairs, Alexander hears the first wafting strains of music. It's beautiful music. It's wedding music. Alexander looks cautiously around the grand hall, but there are no guard dogs to be seen. the wedding music is coming from behind those two large doors.
You must be the foreigner the Wazir warned me about. I've standing orders to kill you on sight. I'll give you 5 seconds to explain what you're doing here. I warn you, it had better be good.
So, again, if we didn't have this at this point, we'd be screwed. But we have evidence.
Wait. If you love your princess, you'll hear me out. The Wazir is not what he appears to be. Cassima is in terrible danger. I have proof that this is so. For your princess's sake, you must believe me.
Let me see that.
Saladin reads the letter, his sword point still against Alexander's throat. Alexander watches the guard dog's noble face darken with rage.
This is treason. I'll have his throat. But how do I know this letter is not a forgery? You could have written this yourself.
But I did not. Have you no doubts of your own about Al-Hazred? Don't you see? All he wants is the crown. Cassima is being coerced. We must stop the wedding.
It is true. I have had my suspicions about the Wazir, especially when King Califim and Queen Alaria died. But I have seen Cassima with him several times. She appears to be quite happy, even enthusiastic. I don't believe she could love him if he truly were so wicked.
I cannot believe for a moment that she loves that snake.
Then see for yourself.
The captain of the guard leads Alexander into the throne room, where a ceremony seems to be in progress. Alexander feels his blood run cold at the sight.
I, Cassima, declare Abdul al-Hazred as my lawful and beloved husband and king of this realm.
But, Cassima, what are you saying?
Do you still claim that the princess is being forced? Perhaps it's you that's the danger, as the Wazir has said.
I believe you can either walk towards them or try to talk to either Cassima, well, that's not Cassima, or Al-Hazred to advance. I'm going to talk to Cassima Int, as I will call her.
Cassima, stop!
Prince Alexander here? This is an outrage! How dare you allow this traitor to get past you, Saladin? You stupid mutt! Can't you even keep the castle free of assassins during your own princess's wedding? Kill him! Kill him now!
Lord Al-Hazred, with all due respect, you are not quite king yet. And this is a wedding ceremony, not an execution.
What? How dare you contradict me, you flea-bitten mongrel! I gave a direct order. Obey me, or feel my wrath.
Milady, I apologize for my behavior, but I am yours to command in all things. I wanted merely to hear your own wishes from your own lips. Tell me what it is that you wish me to do with this young man, and I will obey.
Why, Captain, you heard my dear Abdul. If he wishes this atrocious young man's death, then I want nothing more than to see him get his wish. Obey thy liege now and always.
As you wish, princess.
I have to act quickly again. See his sword's coming out. I'm going to use Beast's Mirror, which always reflects the truth. That was, I don't know if that was really adequately explained. I mean, it's kind of hinted at, but this mirror is magical. If you look at it, it will always reflect the truth. That's why Beast had it, because it was the only way for him to see what he looks like without the curse. He would look at himself in the mirror and see his true self. And so when he turned back into his true self, that's why he doesn't need the mirror anymore, so he gives it to Alexander. We're going to use it on the genie who's disguised as Cassima to break the illusion.
Look into this mirror, my love, and show us your true heart.
That mirror? No!
The lovely image of Cassima suddenly bursts into smoke and is replaced by the Wazir's genie.
Now, one thing that I just want to mention quickly is an interesting point. I think that's never explained. Shamir, which is the genie's name, I don't even know if it was mentioned, but Shamir seems to recognize the mirror. It's not really explained why he knows it. Like, he says, oh, that mirror, you know. So I've always, ever since I noticed that, I've always been like, I wonder what's up with that. Is there a little more kind of like side story that was never told there?
Shamir, you fool!
It's not my fault, Master. The illusion was broken.
Treason! What have you done with the princess?
Enraged, Saladin and the other guard dogs begin advancing on the Wazir.
You worthless genie! Do something!
I don't have time to wait for the genie to do things. I gotta chase Al-Hazred. Whoops. If you hesitate for too long, the genie will catch up with you and kill you. There's Cassima.
Alexander, be careful. Al-Hazred has a sword.
Shut up, wench! Shamir Shamazel! Get in here!
Here I am, Master.
It's about time, you bumbling fool! How could you let him follow me?
Well, there were the guard dogs, Master, and then...
Never mind! Just kill him! Kill him now!
As you wish, Master. Razzle, dazzle, snap and snazzle.
Okay, so he's casting a spell that's going to kill us dead. We know the genie's one weakness. Mint. Let's use it.
Look what I have here, my friend. Peppermint. Nice, fresh peppermint.
Rather his addiction.
Razzle, dazzle.
Forget the stupid peppermint. Don't you dare even think about it.
Mint.
Oh no, not now! Do something! Shamir Shamazel! Kill him!
Send a small... a ball of... light to frazzle.
Dazzle Ball goes wild.
Oh.
You killed my genie. You idiot! Don't you know how valuable he was, you fool? I'll kill you myself for that outrage.
So shall it be, Al-Hazred. I'm ready.
Well, not yet. Let's grab that ceremonial sword in the background.
Inspiration. Alexander fixes upon the only weapon in sight.
Zounds! This sword must weigh a ton.
Good. Then you shall only fail sooner, my prince.
No, we'll try it.
So, the mouse would bite?
This mouse shall bite, as you shall soon see. Or should I say, soon feel?
Ha! You can barely lift that sword, my prince. Better to lay it down now. I promise to dispatch you with little pain.
A tempting offer. But I think I'll wait and see what this sword can do.
Suit yourself.
You could tell this was all rotoscoped. The animation starts to repeat, but hey, this game came out in '92. Look, Cassima's got the dagger in her hand.
Alexander's arms start to tremble under the effort of wielding the huge sword. His muscles are nearing exhaustion.
Ha! And so it ends.
Not if I can help it, you murderer!
Cassima thrusts the small dagger into Alhazred's shoulder with all her might.
Ooh.
Ah! You dare raise a finger to me? You will regret that, princess.
Yeah, whack him while he's incapacitated. Alright, ending time. He is not dead, just unconscious.
Cassima! Are you alright?
I'm fine, Alexander. I was just so afraid for you.
There's no need to fear anymore, Princess.
Yes, I know. How can I ever repay you? For myself, for my kingdom.
It was not in me to let harm come to you. Can you find it in you, Princess, to give me more than your gratitude?
Alexander, what are you saying?
I love you, Cassima. Would you ever consider... Do you think you could... marry me?
Could you ever have doubted it, my prince?
Aw.
Oh! Guards!
Princess Cassima, are you well?
I'm quite well, thank you. Please take Abdul and put him in the dungeon. See to it that he gets a doctor.
Yes, Majesty.
Huh. Not taking any chances.
Cassima and Alexander ask Captain Saladin to perform their wedding ceremony. Saladin is honored to do so.
On this historical day of great joy in the land of the Green Isles, we witness the union of Cassima, beloved princess of this realm, and Alexander, Prince of Daventry. Do you, Prince Alexander of Daventry, take Princess Cassima to be your wife, to love and to cherish for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And do you, Princess Cassima of the land of the Green Isles, take Prince Alexander to be your husband, to love and to cherish for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Do you have a ring?
Nope.
I'm afraid I left my insignia ring in the pawn shop.
That's all right, Alexander. We'll get one later.
Well, I guess we'll skip the ring.
That's funny.
Who gives this bride to be wed?
That would be me. In the name of King Caliphem, beloved friend, I give his daughter Cassima in wedlock.
Thank you, Jollo.
Since the groom has no family present, I will speak on his behalf. Alexander, your union with this woman is sanctioned and recognized in the eyes of the community.
Thank you, Saladin.
Then, Alexander and Cassima, I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Hooray!
Alright.
Hooray! Hooray!
This cheering is clearly done by like a room full of the developers.
Excuse my interrupting your joy, but I have an important question for the new bride and groom.
What is it, Saladin?
Alexander, Alhazred hurt this little kingdom nearly to the point of destroying all that we stand for. But you are true and good, and have proven yourself to all the people.
Thank you, Captain.
King Caliphem and Queen Alaria are gone, and can never be restored. Alhazred has, thankfully, been banished. But we are leaderless. I believe you too can heal this small kingdom from all the damage that Alhazred has inflicted upon it. Will you two, Alexander and Cassima, consider becoming the ruling king and queen?
Why, I'm honored. What do you think, Cassima?
I love my homeland, Alexander. I would be happy to stay and serve it all my days.
I wish my father were here so that I could ask his advice. I will miss him, and my mother and sister, and Daventry. But I love you, Cassima, and I do feel at home here. Somehow, this land and I seem to suit each other. I don't know what kind of king I'll make, but I accept.
Oh, Alexander, I'm so happy. If only my parents could have been alive to see this day,
It's
my
kinda
joy
bittersweet.
would be complete.
I'm sorry I could not spare you that grief, beloved.
King Alexander, there is a long road ahead. The ferry must be repaired before we can reunite the islands. Unfortunately, the islands are still feuding. It will take some time and great diplomacy to convince them to reunite and stop fighting each other.
Yes, Alexander. We will have to try to discover how Alhazred managed to make them hate each other so that we can undo what he has done.
Now let us celebrate our good fortune. The evil that has plagued this land is done, and a new reign begins. Long live King Alexander and Queen Cassima.
Long live King Alexander!
It's a lot of voices because there's like 3 people in the room.
Long live Queen Cassima! Long live the land of the Green Isles! Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
There we go. I don't think that previous part was supposed to have no music. It was just a little glitch. Well, not a big deal though. Okay, I think I set things up wrong. It's supposed to play the kind of iconic song at this point. Oh well, it might turn up as a content ID match on YouTube anyway. So anyway, since it's silent, I'll go ahead and say this is the end of the run, obviously. As you can see, it's kind of a bittersweet ending. In this ending, Alexander is forever separated from his family. He'll never see his father, mother, or sister again. They'll never know what happened to him. For all they know, he died at sea. Cassima's parents are also dead. And those were the 2 shades the Oracle was talking about. If I actually do a 100% run like I may decide to do, we'll find out more about that. As it stands, there isn't much going on here. I don't know why I have no music here, but maybe I'll put a link in the description to like a YouTube video of the song. It's kind of a nice song. It's very, very 90s, I'll warn you, but it's kind of a sweet love song, and it's sung well. So that's basically going to be it. There's just credits. And I kind of want to let the credits go to the end so that we can see our final score. It should be 116. Now, unless I screwed up and did stuff I didn't need to do, then it will be 116, which is the absolute least that I can have while completing the game. So, let's see. Typically I'm used to there being kind of like scenes from the game, but maybe not because I did the easy path. Because a lot of those scenes are from areas that you only see if you do the hard path. So maybe that's why. So we're having a little quiet time right now. I don't even remember how long the sequence is, so I don't know how much time I have to fill. I don't want to sit here in silence. I already did that for The Walking Dead. But I had a good reason for that. I was trying to keep it together back then. Rod Fung. I wonder what Rod Fung is up to these days. Orpheus Hanley. Orpheus. It's an uncommon name. Carlos Escobar. I remember watching the making of video that came with this game. It's very cheesy, and they talk about it's like, you know, budgets for a game can reach up to $1 million now. There we yeah, Girl in the Tower is the name of the song. And they talk about how they do like the motion capture and how doing this game was a lot like doing a movie because they had to get, you know, actors in costumes and all that. And the voice acting and singing. There we go. 116. 50% of the main path puzzles. So I basically did half the game. Although it actually feels like less than half. So yeah, hope I'll play again. I think it's just going to dump me back at the title screen. If it doesn't, I'm going to try clicking. Remember, this originally, it's synced up to the song. Alright, here we go. It's synced to the song, which didn't play. Which is not a big deal, because I was originally concerned I would have to speak over it, which would be difficult. Actually, it looks like it's just stuck here, so maybe I'll just call it quits here. Alright, that's fine. Oh, wait, no, it's fading out. Oh. It just vanished. Okay. Well, that works. The game just decided to close itself. Well, that's okay. We get a black screen. That's alright. So, that's going to do it for my minimalist run Let's Play of King's Quest VI. Especially, you know, leave a comment if you're interested in seeing me do it, getting all the points and doing all the things, and revealing the full story and getting the best possible ending for this game. I think you'll find it's a lot less bittersweet than the one that we got. So just let me know. I always appreciate your feedback. Hope you enjoyed watching the run, and I hope you will watch my next little Let's Play adventure. Until then, signing off.